Good morning. I'm just grabbing something off the printer. Welcome in on what is quite a grey, dank sort of a day here in the UK. My name is Helen Jennings. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator based here in the UK. And the weather outside is frightful. But it's not frightful in the craft room. It's going to be utterly delightful, and it's lovely to welcome you in to do some crafting with me on this Christmas jumper day. So happy Christmas jumper day, everybody. I failed at the first hurdle on Christmas jumper day. I don't actually possess one, but I have put on my sparkly jumper, so we have got sparkly jumper today. And I have got my little Christmas ducks sitting on the desk here with me, playing along. So happy Christmas jumper day. If you're wearing your Christmas jumper, send me a picture. I'd love to see what you're sporting this morning, this fine day. But always for a very good cause. But no, I don't possess one. I'm not a big clothes shopper, I have to say. So when I go out clothes shopping, it has to be for something that's going to be, you know, last me almost 12 months year round, because it's a traumatic experience. So I don't just go shopping for Christmas jumpers. So I don't actually possess one. I do have a Christmas apron. I could don my Christmas apron. We could have a Father Christmas apron rather than a Christmas jumper, and I do have my Christmas hat hanging on the back of my chair. So it's not that I don't love Christmas and I'm not Christmassy. I absolutely do, just don't possess Christmas jumpers. So enough of that. I've got a new baby, and she's out here on the counter, and I thought we'd have a bit of a play with my new baby this morning. So this arrived yesterday. I was having a bit of a traumatic morning yesterday morning. Do you have one of those mornings where, you know, everything feels, oh, woe is me, the world is about to end, nothing's going right? My order was due on Wednesday, and I'd been informed that I wouldn't now arrive until Friday. So with all my new catalogues in and my new baby, and then suddenly the doorbell rang yesterday morning, and there it was. So that cheered me up no end. Or you have to have a I don't know, a Christmas t-shirt or vest top, Michelle. Yes, yeah, you're not going to be wanting to put your Christmas jumpers on today. I don't know whether you have Christmas t-shirt day. Save the Children, I think, is the charity that is behind the Christmas jumper day here. But I've already had a picture of Thea, my granddaughter, this morning in her Christmas jumper off to school, so that's exciting. Right, new baby. So this is the new Mini Stampin Emboss, and it is available now for pre-order for demonstrators or for anybody wanting to get a starter kit and to pop one in there. So just like the big version, it folds up beautifully. It is very light. It's going to be fantastic if you're going out anywhere doing some crafting. Opens up and clicks just like the other one. You've got little mini plates that go with it. Again, they're numbered. So you've got number 1 plate, which is your little base plate. You've got 2 clear, or they were clear. I mean, you can see I've already done some cutting. 2 clear number 2 plates, and then you get 2 plates for the embossing folders. So this is where it differs slightly from its big brother, in that you get a number 3 plate that you use with standard little embossing folders, and you get a number 4 plate that you use with 3D ones. Now, as of yet, we haven't got any slimline 3D embossing folders, but there should be some hopefully coming. Whether there'll be any in the, I don't think there's any in the mini, but there might be some in the annual. I know that they are hoping to bring us some 3D embossing folders. I'll just check. No, there isn't any in the mini. So we'll look out for those. Perhaps we'll get some in the annual catalogue. But we do have some standard mini embossing folders. So we've got our little set of plates. We've got our little machine. And now we're going to make some cute little projects with it. It's amazing actually how big a die you can get through here, and you've always got a bit of a clue. Let's go to the annual catalogue because I can show you the inside of this. I can't show you the inside of the new mini yet, but you'll see that where all the dies are, you get this little circle. So it says mini, so that you know that those dies are going to be able to go through your mini die cutting machine. So there's not many actually that won't. The sort of bigger boxes and those sorts of things, you need the bigger machines for, and we still need our big machine. I definitely still need my big machine, but this one is perfect for Facebook Lives actually, because it does mean that I can bring the machine over, but also, as I say, perfect for if you're going out somewhere, because it's got a really small little footprint, is a lot lighter, and just really cute. So I was having a little look and thought, well, what shall we play with our little mini embossing machines? And I've dug out the Special Someone stamp set, because you've got all these cute little dies that go with it that I thought would be perfect for playing with the machine today. I've also dug out the stitched triangles because I have a bit of a plan in mind, and I have just grabbed the two sets. So these come in pairs, so I've got the little greenery pair of embossing folders there which will fit through the mini machine, and I've got the little details pair of embossing folders that are going to fit through the mini machine. So I think we're geared up, ready to have a play. There is one other set of embossing folders that are available, but I haven't got these. Meadow Moments is the other mini set of embossing folders. Those are really pretty, aren't they, with those butterflies on? Another really pretty set of embossing folders that are also going to fit through your mini machine. Ooh, Jackie, yours is about to arrive. How exciting. I was very excited yesterday when mine arrived. I said because I wasn't expecting my delivery till today, and I was having a bit of, angst about things in general. I think it's this busy time of year, isn't it? Morning, Jane. So let's have a bit of a play with our Special Someone, and let's have a bit of a play with our machine. I did also grab some DSP. I thought, what DSP shall we have? And I've grabbed this Playing with Patterns, just because it's a really nice sort of generic set. Might actually go with Mad sort of Bubbles. They're quite fun, aren't they? They're quite like that. So let's go for a Mad sort of birthday type card. And then, because it is Christmas Jumper Day, we need to have a little bit of a Christmas thing going on. So we'll make a festive card as well. So I'm going to cut this paper to 9.5 by 13.9, and then I'm just checking crushed curry. It doesn't actually mention that pink, but I would say that is Blushing Bride. Yeah, very definitely, isn't it? Blushing Bride. Let's have a little look, see if we've got some, what size crushed curry oddments we've got. Oh, not big enough. I can see at a glance that those are all too small. So let's have a big bit of crushed curry. That way, I think. So I'm going to do a 14.4 by 10 centimetre piece of crushed curry. Crushed curry is one of those colours I don't use very often, and every time I do use it, I think it really is it's got such a lovely depth of colour to it. Let's have a bit of a crushed curry mat in there. I'll just check the size of this. This card, and we'll make a blushing bride. Now these plates here, it doesn't matter which one we measure really, this is the embossing plate. They are sort of 8 and 8.8 centimetres. So probably if you sort of think in terms of 8.5 centimetres wide, you're probably going to be about right to give yourself a bit of a border. It's just under 3.5 inches. You'd probably get away with a 3.5 inch, but you'd probably be better for going for something like 3 3/8, probably. Take 1/8 of an inch off if you're working in inches. That was the word I'm struggling to find in my head. What is that word? Oh yes, inches, that's the word. I'm going to take a piece of blushing bride cardstock. I don't actually want it to be as wide as 8.5 centimetres. I think I'm going to make it 7 by, let's go 13.4. No, I think I want that to come down a bit more actually. I'm going to bring it down to 12.9. Right, I think I've settled on 12.9 by 5 for that bit. And then I'm going to give that a crushed curry mat as well. Yeah, right, so we have got our card base. We've got a 14.4 by 10 centimetre crushed curry, a 13.9 by 9.5 paper, a 6, is that 6 or 6 and, yeah, 5.5 by 12.9 crushed curry, and a 5 by 12.4 blushing bride to go on the top like that. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Let's emboss our blushing bride piece, and I think we'll go, got these sort of fun blobby patterns. I think we'll go with the little details embossing folder. So let's open that up and pop that in. The nice thing about this folder is you're going to be able to decide what patterns you want to pick up if you're not going the full width. I'm going to set that so it's just literally touching those two side pieces, but we've got the 2 stitching coming down the side just there. Right, so for the ordinary embossing folders we need base plate number 1, and Embossing Plate number 3. Now you'll notice on all of these plates that they've got this beveled edge. So what you want to make sure to do, if you make sure that your numbers are facing the right way, you'll make sure that your beveled edges are sort of sitting nicely as they feed into the machine. And feed that in, and through it goes. It is very light. It doesn't feel as if it ought to do anything. But voila! We have a very pretty patterned piece of paper that we're going to sit on there. So we'll stick all those down, and now we'll decide on some little creatures to stamp. Now I'm going to grab myself some Whisper White, and while we are talking about Whisper White, you may have seen my post that's gone up this morning on my page, or may have seen elsewhere, that we've had rather a sad oh, you've not missed too much, Steve, we've just been talking about the little machine on Christmas jumper day. So we've had some sad news this morning in that a unexpected victim of the COVID-19 has been our Whisper White cardstock. So the paper mill that has produced Whisper White cardstock for a very, very long time is ceasing to trade because of COVID. So obviously you can imagine, I should imagine, that with that news, and they didn't have a lot of notice, I should imagine with that news in Stampin' Up HQ, I would imagine panic must have set in. But they didn't just run around in sheer panic, they were proactive and have gone out and have sourced white card, have tested lots of white card, and have come on settled on a product that they're very happy with, that their product, their concept artists are happy with, that they've stamped on, torn, embossed, and all of those sorts of things. And they have produced a video that I've put up this morning. But as well as introducing baby Stampin' Emboss to you, let me introduce to you Basic White. So the new Basic White products are going to be available, so that all of the things that were produced, so all of those Whisper White things that we know and love, our A4 cardstock, our 12x12 cardstock, the note cards, the envelopes, all of those things are going to be affected, but all of those things are going to be replaced by new Basic White cardstock. So we're going to be able to get A4 thick 12x12 sorted memory and more cards, basic C6 envelopes, basic note cards and envelopes, and the little 3x3 envelopes. So although we're very sad because Whisper White is something that we've known and loved for a very long time, we have to say hats off to those people at Stampin' Up that, as I say, must have gone into a sheer panic with that breaking news. And as I say, they didn't have, it wasn't as if they knew years in advance. It was yeah, a bit of a shock announcement. But yeah, so rest in peace, Whisper White cardstock. Yeah, another sad victim of our COVID pandemic, but we do welcome to the family some Basic White. So you will see that start to come through. There is some Whisper White still in stock at the moment. I suspect it won't hang around for long. This has gone, you know, it's been announced globally this morning. They are limiting numbers that demonstrators can get their hands on. I don't know about customers, so you won't be able to get massive amounts of it, but yeah, it will be available while stocks last, and then they will be bringing this in. Whether there will be a little bit of a gap, I don't know. We remain to see, really, but hopefully they're going to be getting this Basic White stock coming through very quickly. I suspect that they will have made sure that they know that the stock is coming in before they put this announcement up today. but we look forward to seeing that and working with that going forward. So yeah, that was quite sad news to wake up. Barbara Windsor has died, and so has Whisper White. Sad day, sad day. But let's make a fun card to make up for it. Who shall we have? I do really love this little raccoon. He's got such a cute little face, hasn't he? Shall we give him, let's give him a heart-shaped balloon because I think he deserves one. We'll give him a little heart-shaped balloon. Let's have a balloony string. Let's have a look at our dies. Oh no, that's the stitch triangles. That's not what we want at this stage. This is what we want. So there's little raccoony. There's his die that goes with his string. And here's his little heart-shaped balloon. Now, do we want some grass? No, I don't think we do on this occasion. We might have some grass in a minute, but not on this occasion. Might have a little bow to go on the balloon. Okay. So we have an outline for our balloon. We have a filling in stamp for our balloon. And let's put our little dies just there. I think I'm going to go, let's go put a memento out for our little raccoon. And I'm going to go coastal calypso coral for the balloon because we have got some calypso coral sort of blobs, for want of a better word, in the background there. So let's ink him up, and even as you add ink to him, even the little stamp comes alive. Such a cute little stamp set. And of course this stamp set was one that came out, I think, in the spring summer catalogue last year, and then the dies were available as a sort of special celebration special. They introduced some dies that went with some of the stamp sets during celebration last year, but then they carried the dies over. There we are. We will be able to let me just grab, what do I want? No, I'm going to grab some light grey granite and possibly a little bit of petal pink. Just going to, not actually going to worry about shading too much because there's lots of stamped detail. I'm just going to colour his fur with a little grey granite. I'm going to leave him white just there around his eyes. Let's add a little bit of petal pink just to the tip of his nose. And we'll just put a hint of that around his ears. He's so cute. Right, so that's our little raccoon. Bring in the calypso coral. He is so cute, isn't he, Div? Let's stamp a Calypso Coral heart balloon. And just stick with Calypso Coral, I think, to add in the detail on that. So sort of it's there, but it's not a solid outline. The balloon is sort of all Calypso Coral. Let's have our little string, and we will do that in black. And then I'm also going to grab a little bit of just grab a little bit of Calypso Coral, and we'll cut out our little bow in Calypso Coral. So let's sit those to one side for a minute. Oh, sorry, duck. Just knocked my Christmas duck over. Won't do, will it? So for die cutting, we need our standard base plate number 1, and then 2 clear plates. I'm going to put the one that's got the die cuts cut into it, and this one at the moment is looking still relatively clear and beautiful. That's always the sad thing, isn't it, when you get a new machine, is making that first cut. The first cut is the deepest, so they say. Let's line that up, and with this little die you've got a little hole just there, so you need to make sure that you've lined your twiddly bit at the top, and that you can see your stamped line through the peephole at the bottom. So again, we'll lay our plate down, making sure our numbers are upright so that our beveled edges are going the right way to feed beautifully through. Oh, I'm going to come back because that balloon has moved. Let's just click that over, come back. See, I did think to myself I should perhaps put a bit of washi tape on there, but I didn't. I was trying to be clever. Let me grab just a little bit of washi tape and anchor these down. So any washi tape, low tack masking tape, just to stop some wiggling as they go through. Now stay. Let's put number 2 back on the top. And there we have one little raccoon, one little coastal, I'm determined to beat the ducks up, one little coastal cabana balloon, one little string. Let's take this, and where's our little die gone? This is an Itsy Bitsy tiny die, and we're not actually lining anything up with this one, so we can just feed through. Yep, just feed that through. I think think we might need a pokey, take a pick tool to poke that out. Look how delicate a die that is. It's tiny. Just fold that up for a moment. Let's bring this back in. And let's have a look at our greetings. And I think we'll have happy birthday and to a very special someone. Now they did say on the video that I watched this morning that the new basic white is going to be slightly more bluey white, if you know what I mean. It will be, I'm sure, you know, that it would start with, it'll be a bit like, oh, this is different. We're not good at different, are we? And within days it'll be, did we used to have something else then? For a very special someone. And this is a very cute font, this happy birthday. Happy birthday. Let's have a mini trimmer. We're going to use mini die cutting machines. I'm going to take a little itty bitty bit of crushed curry, I think, to mat the back of those. Let's just give that a little border, then we'll snip that in a moment. And the same with that one. I need to get my big scissors out and just snip those round. You can of course do this on your trimmer, however it works easiest for you. I tend to be a grab my scissors girl. Let's find some dimensionals and let's put this little baby together. Right. I'm really pleased that in the mini catalogue there's a few different sets of twine coming up, and I haven't got it yet, but one of them is a Whisper White Blushing Bride combo. That would have been good for this, wouldn't it? You just, oh, where's your little bow gone? Oh, there it is. It's still there. It's still attached, Helen. You're just not looking at it. Let's put our embossed piece of card onto there. I think we will raise that up. Oh, the bottom bit came off that one as well. That does that sometimes. You get both top and bottom. Obviously, when the machine was cutting these ones, they were particularly eager and cut through the bottom bit as well. Have this off to one side, like that. Let's put some dimensionals on the back of our little raccoon. And have him about there. Tearing off some edge pieces for the back of there. I'm going to take my scissors and cut a slither, if that's narrow enough to go behind here. Yep, that looks pretty well perfect. So that will raise that end up. Just going to put a little bit of, oh, I will in a moment, bear with. Just going to put a couple of little spots. Been screening in JRDU. What is JRDU? Oh, Michelle. I thought that was me had done something then, Jennifer. It was like, oh, what have I done? As long as I haven't done anything, I don't mind where I'm screening, as long as I'm not screening, as long as I'm not aware. Whoever JRD you are, good morning from here in the UK. And I hope it's not too traumatic an experience having to join us here this morning. Right, so let's put a little dot of glue on our little bow, on our balloon, and then we'll put a couple of dimensionals on there. He's very cute, isn't he? Let's have a little rifle and see what we've got that we can add. We've got some of these little dots here. So these are from the All the Trimmings embellishments. These are really cute. I think there's sort of like a flat matte finish on these, and I'm going to put two big ones and a little one on there. I think with there's some hearts coming in one of the suites in the new catalogue that I think are a similar sort of effect. but obviously they're hearts. Oh, you've moved. Have you lost your glue dot? Did we leave glue dot behind when we did you? I do believe we did. I picked you up without your glue dot. No wonder you don't want to stick. There you go. So there we are. There's a little birthday raccoon. But I did say we'd also attempt to make a little Christmas, some Christmas creatures. So let's have a go. Let's see if we can festive up some of these little peeps. So another bit of Whisper White. I think it's a bit of thick Whisper White. It is a bit of thick Whisper White actually, but that's okay. He's out of my oddment box. He needs using up. That will be fine. So I'm going to stamp my raccoon, my squirrel, and the little mouse. Now I just added colour to that little raccoon the first time round. We have got some 2-step stamping stamps in here. So there's a little mouse body, there's a little squirrel body, and there's a little raccoon body here. So if you don't want to use your colours to colour in, you can 2-step stamp them just the same as we did with our balloon. So let's take a little raccoon and grey granite ink. Let me bring my mat back, as we're going to be stamping these. So, oh, there's a hair on there. Let's get rid of that before we stamp it. It's amazing what difference a hair makes. So there's our body. Doesn't he look weird? He looks very odd, doesn't he? Now I've inked him up in black, and I'm going to, excuse me if my head is in the way, line him up over the top. So there's one little raccoon. He missed slightly. Let's go the other way round. Sometimes it's easier to do the detailed one first, and sometimes it's easier to do the infill. I think on this occasion, perhaps detail first. Yeah, that's better. So we have our little raccoon. Let's come in with our little squirrel. Now, I think for him, I might go cinnamon cider, but I might go stamped off cinnamon cider. Let's just get a little bit of scrappy paper we can stamp off onto. Oh dear, just thrown the raccoon on the floor. So let's stamp him off. Let's try that again. It's obviously got some fluff or something on there. Let's give that a... Ooh, that looks very weird, doesn't it? I don't know what your bits of fluff are. Oh look, straight away we've picked up another bit. That's better, right. So we've stamped him off And let's stamp him on. Oh, that's perfect colouring for a nice little red squirrel. I've lost my stamping scrub. Where's that gone? Oh, in fact, it's not my stamping scrub, it's my Simply Chamois that seems to have gone walkabouts. So let's grab rifling around, trying to find my spritzer for my stamping mist. Not used my stamping mist for a little while, so it will be dry. Let's give that a scrub on there. So we have our little raccoon, we have our little squirrel, and now we need our Itsy Bitsy mouse, and he can be, might do him in crumb cake, I think. So there's Detail Mouse. Let's bring in poor old crumb cake falling apart. Now I'm going to bring this one down a bit nearer to me because we've got this tail to try and line up. There. Perfect. Aren't they sweet? So we're not going to use him on the end, but we're going to use those three. Just gorgeous little things. Let's grab some real red cardstock. I've got lots of scraps of real red. I need to go through my real red scrap bag because I feel that some of them could perhaps do with just popping in the recycling bin rather than sitting in that bag. It does definitely need a sort out. So I'm going to find my stitched triangles, and I'm going to take these sort of long thin triangles, and I'm going to do one of the bigger ones, I think, and two smaller ones. Let's see how that goes. Let's see if this plan comes together. Let's open that up. Let's take our number 1 base plate, number 2 acrylic plate, a little bit of real red, and we'll cut one big and one small. And I'm going to come back with one more small. So 3 little stitched triangles. We are going to want to die cut our little creatures now, so let me just card off just there. And we know that 8.5 is the widest that will go through our machine, so that's fine. That's much smaller than that. Let's chop off this little guy on the end that I'm not going to cut out. Let's bring back in. There we want a little raccoon back. Then we need to find as is always the case at this stage, we're now starting to have buried everything under bits of card and we need our squirrel and we need our little mouse. Let's bring in a bit of washi tape. There you go, little mouse. And little squirrel. Oh, you weren't supposed to do that. And last but not least, little raccoon. I think we could almost pass him as a badger, couldn't we, here? He has quite badger-like qualities. And again, I've knocked my duck over. Sorry, duck. So let's pop them out. Oh, that's annoying, isn't it? My washi tape pulled away the middle of my mouse. How very annoying. Yeah. He could be either, couldn't he? He can be whatever you want him to be, I think, Michelle. Let me just see if I can. No, it's too dark. I might be able to, with my next thought, which is what I was going to do anyway, I'm hopefully going to be able to overcome that. Right, I've got a bit of shaded spruce cardstock here. I'm going to cut. And I'll make this 8 centimetres, I think, by, I'm going to go 14.9. And I'm going to run, this is the greenery embossing folder that's sort of got this greenery sort of top and bottom. So let's bring back our little mini machine, base plate, embossing folder, and we want where are you? Number 3 plate. I was looking for a white plate, which of course is the bottom. It's grey. We'll run that through. I think I'm going to have that coming this way. A little guys like this. Now this triangle I'm going to fold on a bit of an angle for our badger. Little Christmas hats for the squirrel and the mouse. And what I might do is not those scissors, those are my ribbon scissors. No. I'll take these scissors. What I'm going to do is cut down between that squirrel's ears so the hat can sort of I'm going to have one ear. Do I want one ear sticking out? No, perhaps not. Perhaps we'll just have a bit of an ear sticking out behind. Okay, and the other thing I wanted to do is just to take, I'm going to grab a little bit of Christmas paper of any sort really. Just got some strips here. I'm going to take this one, I think. That will be perfect. I just want a tiny little square. Excellent. And then snipped a bit of the gold thread. Which present are we having? This one. I'm going to put some stamping seal on the back of that, and we'll have some gold thread coming that way and sticking to the back, and some gold thread coming this way and sticking to the back. We can trim down any sticky out threads in a minute. Take off any strays. Excuse me, stick. Let's go for a little bow. Looking very cute. Let's take a bit more real red. Just had a hot glue gun leap off the side. And then we need some sort of a Happy Christmas. Happy Christmas, Merry Christmas. Oh, that's quite a nice big Merry Christmas in here. So this is the tag buffet. Perfect. And let's stamp that in shaded spruce. Not sure. Yeah, no, I don't think it's quite wide enough, and that's going to be too long, I think, for what we want. That will be pretty well perfect, won't it? So we can have a little stitched greeting. Mind out, little Christmas creatures. So, base plate number 1. That's our embossing plates. We don't want those. We want these. Clear plate number 2. Let's line up that stitched rectangle. Like that, and run that through there. Perfect. Just the job. Literally squeezed in there. This a new pack of the lovely red and white striped ribbon here. We might have a bit of that in there. Right, so let's just stick these together then. Find out, little people. So this is our embossed shaded spruce. I'm going to have, I think, my little raccoon badger. I'm going to put a tiny spot of glue on his hat just there, just enough to anchor it down so it doesn't flop all over the place. And just lift your ear slightly, like that. I'm going to go back to these little dots. I'm going to give his hat a bit of a dot on the end. A little squirrel. Let's bring in some dimensionals. We'll have him so his tail's almost tickling the badger's nose, so they're standing together in a little group. Let's have a little mouse. Oh, that's the second time this morning we've had both backings on a dimensional. No wonder it's not sticking. To put a bit of a dimensional on the back of our present. Still got some wispy bits that haven't stuck. Let's wrap them onto the top of the dimensional. There we go, and that looks just like the little mouse. Let's twist it that way a little bit. So it's being given to the little mouse. Just scrunched up that glue dot a little bit so that I can put this tiny little bow on there. And let's have the squirrel hat. And oh, where's your hat gone, mouse? There it is. A mousy hat. We'll give those little dots. We'll have that sticking down flat. So the hats are coming over the top. And then these are whisper white. let's score that at 10.5. Oh, someone's lost their hat, top of their hat. It won't do, will it? Can't have you losing the top of your hat. Just going to take my scissors and just trim that edge. And we'll give that a white border top and bottom. So there we have it. A nice little play with our new baby machine and that's someone's special someone stamp set, matching dies. So we've got both of those, one each from both of those sets of mini embossing folders. Yeah, lots of little die cuts and just beautiful stamp set that you can use for birthdays and all sorts of occasions, but why not festive them up as well? There's no reason why squirrels and mice and badger stroke raccoons can't enjoy Christmas as much as the next man, woman, child, furry creature. So I hope you've enjoyed that little play. I've certainly enjoyed putting my new little machine through its paces. I had done a couple of bits yesterday, but that's the most I've done with it. So I love my little machine. It's going to be available for customers from the 5th of January. It is available to demonstrators now, and if you would like one now and are not a demonstrator, then that can soon be fixed. And if you live here in the UK, I would love to help you pop one of those into your starter kit. So thank you for coming to play this morning. Have a really good weekend, and I will be back again on Monday.